What's up, friends? On today's video, we're doing the Lamborghini leg of the Scale Racing Channel Lamborghini versus Ferrari 70 gram mail-in modified race. This is the seated bracket for the Lamborghini leg of this race. Feel free to hit pause if you want to take a closer look at it. The numbers in the parentheses are the car numbers, and the highlighted numbers are the qualification order for the Lamborghini side. Welcome back, everybody. We're going to continue on with the Ferraris versus Lamborghinis championship race, and we're starting off with the Lamborghini bracket. You guys have seen the paperwork. This is how it looks like in real life, and this is the race order that we're going to go in. We do have Kai as the overall TQ from all the cars, sitting in the number 1 spot with a first round bye. And the number 2 qualifier for the Lamborghinis is Blue Line Racing. He's going to get a first round bye. And the rest of these guys are going to have to battle their way through the field in order to get towards the end of the race. Race rules are as follows. Fastest pass after lane swap is going to advance that car to the next round. And for the final race, I want to see best 3 out of 5. Winner of the Lamborghini race will then go on to see the winner of the Ferrari race to determine who takes the overall win. Again, thank you all for sending in cars. I appreciate it very much. And without you guys doing this, this wouldn't be happening right now. Make sure to hit up redlinederby.com if you want to get in on some more mail-in races across the country. And right now, we're going to see how these cars do head-to-head. Round 1 is going to start us off with Hot Nuts Diecast Racing, qualifying 16th overall. He's in lane number 1 with his Diablo, and Very Skunk Works in lane number 2, qualified 17th overall in class with his Lamborghini Urus. Here we go, good luck. It's a good race. 22.44 to a 22.51. Lanes are swapped with 22.44 being the mark. 22.47 to 22.53. Faster first pass by Variant Skunk Works gives him the upset victory and sends him on to the next round. Next up, we've got NZ Racing in lane number 1, qualifying 9th overall in class with his Lamborghini Essenza versus Dana from Travelers Racing League, qualifying 24th overall, driving the Huracan Storado. Ready, steady. 22.44 to a 22.61. Lanes are swapped with 22.44 being the mark. Wow, 22.35 to a 22.66. NZ Racing wins them both. He advances to round number 2. Next up, it's Numbskull driving his Lamborghini Urus, qualifying 8th overall in class, versus Wild Willie G driving his Diablo, qualified 25th overall in class. Yep. 22.41 to a 22.59. Lane swappage, 22.41 is the time to beat. Another 22.41 to a 22.67. Numbskull takes them both, and he's going to advance to the next round. 2 Huracans up in the blocks. The yellow one driven by Jason at Umiri Racing, qualifying 4th overall in class. And the one in lane 2 belongs to Zamac Speed Shop, qualified 29th overall in class. Ready, steady. 22.43 to a 22.90. Lane swappage, 22.43 is the mark. Serious gappage, wow. 22.31 to a 22.95. Jason with Umiri Racing sends his bull on to the next round. Next up is Dad from Elevation Diecast Racing. He'll be in lane number 1 with his Stoke, qualifying 13th overall in class, versus Rodney Alaron in lane number 2, qualifying 20th overall in class with his Huracan. Let's see him. Pretty tight race. 22.46 to a 22.50. Laser swap can Rodney beat a 22.46. Wow, look at that. 22.38 to a 22.57. Dad wins them both. Gonna advance his car on to the next round. Next up, we've got a pair of Lamborghini Uruses. I think that's how you say it in plural. Arlo Racing in lane number 1, qualifying 12th overall in class. And in lane number 2, it's RC Addicts, qualifying 21st overall. On your marks, get set. 2246 to a 2256. Swapping lanes with 2246 setting the bar. A little better, 2242 to a 2256. Arlo Racing sending his Urus on to the next round. Last pairing from the left-hand side of the bracket, it's Lightyear Diecast Racing with his Lamborghini Huracan in lane number 1, qualifying 5th overall in class, versus Abnormal Speed Racing, qualifying 28th overall in class with their Lamborghini Countach pace car. Ready, steady. Gappage 2239 to a 2287. Later swap 2249 is the mark. 2237 to a 2284. 2 wins. It's going to send Lightyear Diecast Racing on to round number 2. First matchup from the right-hand side of the board is going to be Puffs Racing, qualifying 15th overall in his Lamborghini Sian FKP 37, versus Chase Family Racing, qualifying 18th overall with his Estoque. Should be a good race. It is. 2246 cross the board with the nod, going to lane number 1. Laser swap can either beat a 2246. 2240 to a 2250. Puffs Racing takes them both, sending his car on to round number 2. Next up in the blocks, it's Captain K Racing, qualifying 10th overall in class with his Lamborghini Sesto Elemento, going up against Stone Ponies, qualifying 23rd overall in class with their Estoque. Ready, steady. 2243 to a 2257. Lane swappage 2243, the time to beat. 2240 to a 2272. Captain K Racing victorious in both lanes. It's going to send that Sesto on to round number 2. Next pair, it's Zizzer, qualifying 7th overall in class with his Lamborghini Sian FKP 37, versus Raw Sun God, qualifying 26th overall with his Sesto Elemento. Yep. 2249 to a 2270. Just a suggestion, if you plan on using Trap 5s as your wheels, I would highly advise sanding the outer edges. As you heard that car going down the track, these protrusions on the side were hanging the track edge. Laser swap 2249 is the mark. 2241 to a 2270. Zizzer taking them both, advancing to round 2. Staged and ready, we've got Diecast Show Customs in lane number 1 with his Lamborghini Urus, qualifying 3rd in class, versus Cash Money Boys, qualifying 30th overall with a mistakenly sent 2nd Ferrari. He's driving the Ferrari Dino 246 GT. He will race in this race, but he won't advance past round number 1. Here we go. Serious gappage 2233 to a 2307. Laser swap 2233 is the mark. Even better, 2230 to a 2310. And Diecast Show Customs advances to round number 2. Next pairing, it's going to be Ray Sugar, qualifying 14th overall in class with his Lamborghini Estoque, versus DXP Diecast Racing with his Lamborghini Urus, qualifying 19th overall in class. Let's go. 2248 to a 2250. That was a good one. Ranger SWAT, can DXP rip off faster than a 2248 for an upset? No. Wow, 2238 to a 2246. Ray Sugar taking them both, advancing to the next round. Staged and ready, it's Milestone Diecast, qualifying 11th overall with his Lamborghini Huracan and another Huracan in lane number 2, different manufacturer, obviously. It's 131 Diecast Racing, qualifying 22nd overall in class. On your marks, get set. Pretty good race, 2251 to a 2261. Ranger SWAT, 2251 is the mark. A little better, 2245 to a 2269. Milestone Diecast sends his Huracan to round number 2. And the last two competitors of round number 1 is going to consist of Bavarian Diecast Racing in lane number 1, qualifying 6th overall in class with his Lamborghini Urus, versus Dog Squad Racing, qualifying 27th overall with his Reventon. Ready, steady. 2241 to a 2272. Ranger SWAT, 2241 is the time. Even better, 2238 to a 2272. Last car going to round number 2, Bavarian Diecast Racing. Round 1 in the books, winners on the inside, losers on the outside. Round 2 starts us off with our top qualifier in lane number 1. That is Kai from Umi Re Racing, driving his Lamborghini Huracan, and he was the top qualifier overall out of all of the 60 cars. He's going up against Various Skunkworks in lane 2. Here we go. 2230 to a 2246. Ranger SWAT, 2230 is the mark. Even better, 2227 to a 2253. Kai showing some speed. His car advances to round number 3. Staged and ready, NZ Racing in lane 1 and Numbskull in lane 2. Ready, steady. Good race. 2239 to a 2241. Ranger SWAT, 2239 is the mark. What is it? 2238 to a 2241. NZ Racing takes them both, advancing to round number 3. Next up, it's a battle of the dads. We got Jason from Umi Re Racing in lane number 1, and in lane number 2, it is David from Elevation Diecast Racing. Ready, steady. Pretty good race. 2239 to a 2241. Lane swappage, 2239, the time to beat. $22.33 to a $22.42. Jason from Umi Re Racing, sending his car on to round number 3. Plenty of day glow going on in this one. Arlo Racing in lane number 1 and Lightyear Diecast Racing in lane 2. On your marks, get set. Good stinking race. 2240 to a 2241. They just swapped. 2240 is the time to beat. $22.40 to $22.47. Arlo Racing running consistent. It's going to send his car on to round 3. Moving over to the right-hand side of the board, we've got the number 2 qualifier in class, Blue Line Racing with his Lamborghini Stoke versus Puffs Racing in lane 2. Let's go. $22.39 to a $22.43. Not sure what happened there. Blue Line's wheels all look good. Can Puffs Racing pull off the upset of the century? Will Blue Line beat a $22.39? He just beat the $22.39 with a $22.30. $22.40 in lane 1. Somebody just said, whew. Blue Line moves on to the next round. Next up, Captain K Racing in lane 1 and Zizzer in lane 2. Round 2's been giving us some pretty good racing so far. Give me a thumbs up if you're enjoying this one. Man, that's tight. $22.38 to a $22.41. Lanes are swapped. $22.38 is the time to beat. Oh, does he get it? $22.35 to a $22.44. And Captain K Racing, with the faster second pass, sends him on to round number 3. Next up in the blocks, we've got Diecast Show Customs in lane 1 and Ray Ray Sugar in lane 2. Ready, steady. Wow. $22.34 to a $22.36. Laser swap $22.34 is the mark. Lane 2 is running quick tonight. $22.28 to a $22.39. Diecast Show Customs, faster second pass, sends him on to the next round. Last matchup of round number 2 is going to have Milestone Diecast in lane 1 and Bavarian Diecast Racing in lane 2. Here we go. $22.32 to a $22.43. Laser swap Milestone needs to beat a $22.32 to advance. It's a close race. $22.39 to a $22.41. Bavarian Diecast Racing with a faster first pass sends him on to the next round. Round 2 in the books. First up in the blocks for round number 3, it's Kai from Umiri Racing in lane 1 and NZ Racing in lane 2. Let's see him. $22.28 to a $22.34. Laser swap. NZ needs to bust out better than a $22.28. Oh boy, $22.24 to a $22.43. Kai from Umiri rips off some fast ones. He's going on to the semifinals. Next up, Jason from Umiri Racing in lane 1 and Arlo Racing in lane 2. Ready, steady. Oh, that was a good race. $22.36 to a $22.39. Laser swap $22.36 is the time to beat. Another good one. $22.33 to a $22.40. Jason from Umiri Racing. Moving on to the semis. Next up, it's Blue Line Racing in lane 1 and Captain K Racing in lane 2. On your marks, get set. Freaking awesome. $22.34 to a $22.35. These are the races I love to watch. Captain K needs to beat a $22.34 and take the win to advance. 2229 to a 2238. So, Blue Line Racing, the next car going on in the semifinals. And the last matchup of round number 3 pits Diecast Show Customs in lane 1 against Bavarian Diecast Racing in lane 2. Here we go. It's a good race. 2232 to a 2233. Laser swap Diecast Show Customs needs to beat a 2232 in order to advance. Does he get it? He does. 2230 to a 2240. And Diecast Show Customs sending his rig onto the semifinals. And that's what this is going to look like right here. Only one Umi Ree will be representing in the finals. Will it be Kai in lane 1 or Jason in lane 2? Let's see it. 2228 to a 2232. Laser swap dad needs to try to beat a 2238 or the kiddos go into the final. Matching 2228 to a 2236. And Kai from Umi Ree, his first car, going on to the final round. Our second semifinal race has got Blue Line Racing in lane 1 and Diecast Show Customs in lane 2. Ready, steady, 2231 to a 2234. Laser swap Blue Line Racing needs to beat a 2231 to go to the final. $22.27 to a $22.31. Great race. And with that, Blue Line Racing goes on to the final race. But first, let's see who takes third place on the podium. Will be Jason from Umi Ree in lane 1 or Diecast Show Customs in lane 2. On your marks, get set. 2233 to a 2236. Lane swappage, 2233 is the mark. $22.33 to a $22.35. I think Jason had a $22.36 on his first pass, and they have tying fast passes. So the slow pass breaks the tie. Diecast Show Customs taking third on the podium. And for the race final, we've got Kai from Umi Ree Racing in lane 1 and Blue Line Racing in lane 2. And remember, for the final, we'll see best 3 out of 5. Close race. 22-24 to a 22-26. Swapping lanes, Kai's up 1. $22.22 to a $22.30. Kai up 2-0. Does he send Blue Line packing, or does Blue Line have something to say about it? Blue Line punches back, 22-24 to a 22-25. Lane swapped one more time. Kai is at 2, Blue Line at 1. $22.23 to a $22.28. There you go. Well, there you go. Diecast Show Customs coming in third for the Lamborghini leg of this race. Blue Line Racing finishing second overall, and Kai from Umiri Racing taking the overall win. Congratulations, all three of you. That was some excellent racing. And as I said before, everybody on this board is stepping up their game. I'm extremely proud of every one of you guys for building the cars that you built. And I appreciate you guys sending them in and trusting me to race these off against each other. That's it for the Lamborghini portion of this race. The very next video you're gonna see is gonna be the Ferrari leg and the final race, Ferrari versus Lamborghini. That's all I've got for you tonight. I appreciate you hanging out with me for a little while. Until next time, y'all stay healthy, have fun racing.